often called the most complex organ known to man. The human brain is evidence of the wonders of nature and many, if not entirely divine, craftsmanship of God. The brain is an adaptable network of synapses and neurons that regulates our physical actions, allows us to think and feel, and changes in response to new information. We are able to adapt and develop throughout time because our brains are able to build new connections and rearrange themselves in light of new knowledge. This natural wonder exemplifies how far the human intellect can go, defying the conventional wisdom that holds the brain incapable of reorganizing itself by creating new neural connections. Neuroplasticity, that is, the brain's capacity to fire static post-childhood. This malleability suggests an innate grace, like the unbounded kindness and flexibility we connect with God, providing second chances, progress, and atonement. Many have over the ages considered the brain as the seat of the soul, the link between our earthly life and the heavenly. Renewing your thinking changes you, not conforming to this world's pattern. Romans 12:2. After then, you may verify that God's will is final. The process of neuroplasticity, as described in Romans 12:2, entails the brain constantly rewiring itself by forming new connections between neurons, liberating itself from habitual ways of thinking and behaving in opposition to God's desire. This metamorphosis is an expression of mercy and second chances. It allows for atonement, personal development, and a stronger bond between one's earthly and heavenly selves, given its dynamic character. May God's messages find conduits in the always changing paths of the brain. If, according to His wisdom, God were to create humans in His image, then the brain's potential for growth and change would mirror God's own dynamic nature. As we grow and change, aren't we also becoming more in tune with God's frequency? Gaining wisdom and guidance through this heavenly dance of the nervous system, the eternal quest for understanding, rebirth, and transformation are themes that resound throughout the Vedas. The Torah and the Quran, among other ancient texts. The receptivity, adaptability, and learning capabilities of the human brain appear to be congruent with these spiritual concepts. It stands to reason that the same organ responsible for learning from experiences, receiving and processing divine messages, would also be responsible for creating new pathways and repairing harm. Just like tuning a radio. Getting clear reception is the result of doing it well. Similarly, a finely tuned mind made possible by neuroplasticity may be the perfect vessel for God's subtle messages. Still another fascinating feature is how our surroundings and decisions affect our brain. Our brain either lives or dies, depending on our circumstances and choices. Much as we are told spiritually to search excellent company and avoid negative influences, from a religious standpoint, paths to God neuroscientifically are wisdom-seeking, patient-embracing, loving behavior. These good endeavors help to shape the brain, therefore strengthening the theory that our road to godliness is cerebral as well as spiritual. The divine connection may become clearer when we deliberately make decisions that strengthen our minds. It may show up as insights, intuitions, or a stronger feeling of direction. Words have been absolutely powerful throughout history, attesting to the building of planets, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the shaping of personal destinies. Words closely related to emotions have the ability to heal or damage, uplift or humiliate, link or alienate. This importance of words is underlined not only in the field of human connections, but also in the sphere of the spiritual. Where they are absolutely essential in helping us to interact with the holy. According to the book of John, one in the beginning was the Word. The passage emphasizes the divine power of words, stating that they are not just communication tools, but also have spiritual significance. Words can create and shape the world around us, expressing our thoughts and intentions into reality. This makes words a force in personal lives and the cosmic order. Word. And the Word was God, and it was with God. Several religious traditions that demonstrate this holy connection between words and God emphasize the sacred nature of both verbal and nonverbal expressions. An even stronger connection exists between language, emotions, and brain architecture. as a result of the impact that emotionally rich words have on our neural pathways. Speaking words of kindness, understanding, and compassion illuminates the way for us to hear the divine resonance. On the flip side, words festering with animosity or scorn have the potential to warp our perception and stunt our spiritual growth. Consequently, our linguistic choices, both toward ourselves and others, have a significant impact on the clarity of our heavenly reception. Words that are full of grace and hope bring us closer to God because they resonate with the vibrations of love, empathy, and wisdom. This friendship, however, transcends mere verbal exchanges. Our emotional brain, or limbic system, is constantly adapting to the world around us. Whether brief or long-lasting, these feelings really affect us. Change our spiritual receptive state. Our relationship with God and our emotional states are interconnected. Peaceful hearts can easily receive God's messages, while resentful or hatred-ridden hearts may find comfort in heavenly communication. Emotions and words interact, shaping each other. Modern neuroscience shows words affect mental well-being, while ancient scriptures warn of the dangers of unrestrained speech. Seeking heavenly direction can help find clarity and restraint to navigate difficult times. The psalmist's prayer in Psalms 19:14. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, stresses the intimate relationship between our words, feelings, and our desire for divine favor. It serves as a reminder to be careful with both our spoken words and our internal thoughts, because we know that a higher power is watching and judging them all. By seeking guidance and practicing mindfulness in our speech, we can strive to align our words and intentions with what is pleasing to the divine. Through this connection, we can find peace and clarity in our interactions with others, ultimately benefiting our mental well-being and spiritual growth. Often referred to as neuroplasticity, the human brain is naturally flexible and shows great capacity for development and change across lifetime. This malleability marks not only our ability to grow and learn, but also the divine plan stressing our being. At the junction of faith and neuroscience, one finds a divine design guiding our path towards spiritual revelation. Cognitive development and, finally, a closer relationship with God. The rule of cause and effect is fundamental on this road. It is a concept that permeates our spiritual experiences and goes beyond the physical world. Deeply ingrained in many religious doctrines, this timeless law suggests that every action, idea, or feeling always generates an accompanying reaction. Neurologically, our behavior, ideas, and emotions shape brain paths, either by reinforcing existing ones or by creating new ones. This law reminds us spiritually of the divine responsibility we carry about. Sowing seeds of love, compassion, and kindness not only nourishes our spirits, but also draws God's gifts and guidance into our lives. The law of adaptation further demonstrates the brain's incredible capacity to respond to new information. Two wise sayings capture the essence of this. The biological reality that repeated exposure to particular stimuli or settings may rewire our brains, impacting our emotions, perceptions, and actions, is reflected in these adages. Avoid associating with people who are quick to anger and walk away from those who are irritable if you want to grow intelligent. According to these proverbs, which reflect God's will, we are to surround ourselves with good people so that our spiritual lives might flourish and grow. The law of choice, which asserts that we are born with the power to direct our own destinies, is closely related. Every decision we make, consciously or unconsciously, influences the connections between neurons and, by extension, our lives. This commandment does, however, include a profoundly spiritual aspect. God bestows upon us free will, therefore enabling us to make decisions, either in line with divine intent or veer us from it. One can choose to stray, usually drawn by fleeting pleasures, or approach God by following pathways that speak to His teachings. Understanding this divine gifts spiritually rewarding life. The ability of the human brain to expand transcends paths. It follows to include dendritic development and even the creation of fresh brain cells. Such intellectual marvels coincide with the spiritual trip in which ongoing education and self-improvement help us to see God. Whether it is academic or scriptural, the search of knowledge is evidence of our will to investigate the heavenly secrets encircling our life. Also with spiritual resonance is the idea of neurogenesis, the generation of fresh neurons. The soul can also go through rejuvenation, much as the brain can be rebuilt and developed. God's love and pardon present an opportunity at atonement, allowing us to release past obligations and begin again. This heavenly generosity and our natural brain capacity to adapt highlight the countless opportunities for both spiritual and personal development. Still, this development presents difficulties. To achieve growth and enlightenment, we must be resilient, persistent, and patient in our pursuit of self-actualization. Living a lifetime commitment to spiritual growth improves our quality of life and brings us closer to understanding the cosmos. Resisting temptation and focusing on what's truly important is crucial for our mind and spirit. Here, the law of diversion offers some understanding. It holds that the brain can refocus on other activities when some goals seem unachievable. Spiritually, this law reminds us that God often opens doors of opportunity even when one encounters locked ones. Divine direction can show other paths, each with special teachings and chances for development, even when one seems blocked. Moreover, the idea of shockers in brain development, strong events that foster development, reflects the hardships that polish our souls. Challenges decreed or approved by God can be the furnace that sharpens our faith. Resilience and character, just as fasting, extreme physical exercise, and unexpected temperature changes shock the brain into development lifetimes. The way these principles interact, causes and effects, adaptation, choice, and diversion creates a whole picture of the human experience, neural and spiritual. With its complex networks and remarkable adaptability, the brain is evidence of God's great creation. Concurrently, the divine laws controlling human life provide a roadmap toward spiritual elevation. Within the huge cosmos of the human mind, divine contact is both very real and quite likely. Understanding the brain's processes, adaptability, and the power of words and emotions can help decode divine signals. This understanding of the brain's connection to spiritual experiences can help unravel the mysteries of divine communication. Recognizing the power of choice and the impact of thoughts and emotions can help navigate our minds and open ourselves up to divine intervention. This intersection of neuroscience and spirituality can lead to enlightenment and a deeper connection to the divine. Interwoven with spiritual truths, the complexity and wonders of the brain create a picture of a universe in which science and faith are not at conflict, but rather dance in a harmonic ballet, each enhancing the other. Perhaps God is always speaking through the serendipity of a fresh insight, a word uttered at the appropriate moment, or simply the silence among tumult. The secret is to gently tune our souls and brains to hear.